Chapter 26 Chapter 2146 Prince of Darkness Part 4 Ag. The screams of agony rang through the air as all three combatants suffered the brunt of each other's strongest attacks. Blood splattered across the arena as Shazing and Jian Yu were violently hurled through the air, their bodies slamming into the ground with a thunderous boom. The dust storm that followed shrouded their forms, but even through the haze, the sound of their ragged breathing could be heard. Side by side, they lay in the shattered remnants of the battlefield, their bodies racked with pain. They struggled, pushing against the ground, trying to support each other, but the moment they attempted to stand, their knees buckled. Huff, 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 huff. Their breath came in ragged gasps, blood trickling from the corners of their mouths. As the dust began to settle, the sound of slow, steady footsteps echoed through the silence. Someone was approaching. Both Shazing and Jian Yu lifted their heads slightly, their blurry vision locking onto the silhouette moving toward them. They turned to glance at each other, their faces pale, their bodies racked with exhaustion. And in each other's eyes, they saw the same emotion. Bitterness. "We concede," both Shazing and Jian Yu finally said, their voices weak yet resolute. "The Divine Sons Shazing and Jian Yu have conceded the battle. The winner is Owl Butterfly Divine Kingdom." Carefree's voice echoed across the battlefield. Yet, there was no cheer, no celebration. Instead only silence. Then, a wave of shocked gasps swept through the spectators as the dust finally settled, revealing Pan Buvang's horrific state. His entire left side was gone. Compared to Pan Bujuo, who had merely lost one arm, Pan Buvang had lost both his arm and leg. His mangled body trembled under its own weight, his tattered robes drenched in blood. His flesh was torn beyond recognition, organs barely clinging together, his exposed wounds grotesquely pulsing as fresh blood gushed onto the ruined battlefield. Yet, he did not scream. He did not moan in pain. He did not even flinch. As if the agonizing loss of his limbs meant nothing. But what shocked the audience even more was his eyes. The madness within them still burned. Even as his body teetered on the edge of collapse, even as the battlefield itself seemed to drown in his blood, his will remained unshaken. Then, slowly, painfully Pan Buvang turned his head toward the stunned audience, his gaze locking onto his father Divine Regent Qi Heng. With the last of his strength, he bowed, disregarding the torrents of blood that spilled from his body with the motion. Contents. I, Pan Buvang, the former divine son of Owl Butterfly Divine Kingdom, his voice was clear, unwavering, filled with nothing but respect. Dark. Hope I did not disappoint you, Lord Father. Buvang. Reeling back from the shock, Divine Regent Qi Heng wasted no time. The battle was officially over, and in an instant, his figure blurred, vanishing from the stands and reappearing beside his gravely injured son. Setting. With unparalleled speed, scooped Pan Buvang into his arms, his godly power surging as he instantly stabilized his son's injuries. The divine energy coursed through Pan Buvang's ruined body, preventing any further blood loss, sealing his wounds in a desperate attempt to hold him together. Yet even as the injuries stopped worsening, the damage was catastrophic. Pain, guilt, and regret crashed into Qi Heng like an endless tidal wave, suffocating him. His body trembled as emotions he hadn't felt in centuries surfaced violently, unraveling the carefully maintained dignity of a true god. Why did you push yourself this far? His heart ached, his very soul tormented, and before he even realized it, his eyes burned with something he had long forgotten. Tears. Pan Buvang, his discarded son, had thrown himself into near death all for the honor of the Owl Butterfly Divine Kingdom. Today, everyone would remember his name once more. Pan Buvang had not only displayed his talent and unyielding will but also an unparalleled ruthlessness. To uphold his kingdom's honor, he had thrown himself into the jaws of death without hesitation, his own life nothing more than a bargaining chip in the grand scheme of battle. The abyssal monarch and the high priests exchanged glances, a flicker of intrigue flashing through their eyes. Even the beings who had ruled for countless years were momentarily stunned by the sheer madness radiating from Pan Buvang. Back then, he wasn't like this, was he? The murmurs among the gathered elders grew louder. Shock, disbelief, and silent admiration filled the atmosphere as their gazes locked onto the blood-drenched figure of Pan Buvang. No, back then, he wasn't like this. It's as if he was willing to die, just for his kingdom's honor. The moment those words left an elder's lips, a realization seemed to dawn upon them all. A man like this one who could abandon even his own life for his cause was not someone to be trifled with. Suddenly, a starry jade pillar streaked through the sky, descending with overwhelming force before landing near Pan Buvang, who was still being treated by Divine Regent Chi Heng. Boom! The impact shook the ground, sending faint ripples of energy across the arena. A commanding voice followed immediately after. Pan Buvang, show me your divine essence. It was the abyssal monarch who had summoned the divine essence measuring pillar. A murmur of confusion spread through the crowd. Why would the monarch make such a demand? Pan Buvang's divine essence was common knowledge, a mere 8 levels. He had been deemed inferior to Pan Bujuo, who possessed 9 levels, which was why he had lost his position as divine son in the first place. Yet, as realization dawned, a sharp glint flashed in Yun Che's eyes. This is turning out even better than I expected, he thought, suppressing a smirk. Pan Buvang's talent was undeniable, but there was no logical way he could have competed evenly against Sha Xing and Jian Yu, whose combined might bordered on the peak of the Divine Extinction Realm's 5th level. And yet, he had. Even more than that, he had forced them to concede. Pan Bujuo, who wielded 9 levels of divine essence, had fallen decisively, but Pan Buvang, who was supposedly inferior, had fought them to a standstill. There was only one explanation. Yun Che wasn't the only one who had arrived at this conclusion. The divine regents, high priests, and gathered gods all narrowed their eyes. Pan Buvang's divine essence was not what they had believed it to be. Yes, Your Majesty. Ignoring the pain ravaging his body, Pan Buvang took a step forward. A leg of pure darkness materialized where his severed limb should have been, allowing him to walk toward the towering divine essence measuring pillar. The crowd watched in absolute silence as he lifted his trembling hand and pressed it against the jade surface. A moment of stillness. Then, sheeing, a burst of dazzling starlight erupted from the pillar, illuminating the entire arena. The previously dim structure pulsed with a growing radiance as one by one, the stars began to light up. First, second, third, the entire arena held its breath. Fourth, fifth, sixth. By the time the 7th star shone, many of the spectators clenched their fists, realizing the truth that had been overlooked for so many years. It cannot be right. Pan Bujuo, still being supported by his elders, clung desperately to denial. His face was pale, his lips trembling as he stared at the pillar. The 8th star ignited, burning brightly. But it didn't stop. A collective gasp rippled through the audience. Sheeing, the 9th star was set ablaze, illuminating Pan Buvang's features in a divine glow. At that moment, the entire arena fell deathly silent. Pan Bujuo's breath hitched. His fingers dug into his robes as his mind spiraled in horror. No, this isn't real. It can't be. And then, boom, the 10th star burst into full radiance, completely filling the pillar with a brilliance only possessed by those with perfect divine essence. A stunned divine regent Chi Heng whispered hoarsely, perfect divine essence. His gaze locked onto the sun he had cast aside, disbelief in an unfamiliar ache growing in his chest. Pan Bujuo's mouth hung open, unable to form words. His mind shattered. The cruel reality crashed down upon him like an endless abyss. This was no dream. It was a nightmare. And no one, not even the heavens, could wake him from it. Perfect divine essence. One by one, murmurs of disbelief spread through the arena. The realization struck them, all like a tidal wave, an undeniable truth that had shaken the very foundation of their understanding. A voice of one of the high priests rang out first, carrying across the silent crowd. Congratulations, Divine Regent Chi Heng. Then, like an avalanche, the voices of other divine regents, elders, and high-ranking figures followed suit. Congratulations, old Chi. What a joyous occasion. The arena, once filled with tension, erupted into waves of congratulations aimed toward the stunned divine regent Chi Heng. Yet, despite the praises, the true god himself stood frozen, his expression unreadable, his heart warring between emotions he could not name. The weight of the moment was not lost on anyone. Every level of divine essence represented an unfathomable gap in potential. It was the very foundation of how divine sons and daughters were chosen. A single level difference was enough for a divine son to be discarded in favor of someone superior. It dictated how much of the godly power of their kingdom could be passed down. But a perfect divine essence. That was the absolute peak. A perfect divine essence meant full inheritance of a true God's power, ensuring that, should Pan Buvang ascend, he would wield the complete strength of a true God. It wasn't just an honor, it was an unquestionable rise in the strength of their entire kingdom. And yet, the one who awakened such perfection was none other than the once discarded former divine son, Pan Buvang. Reactions varied throughout the arena. Some were in awe, some in disbelief, and some, like Pan Bujuo, were drowning in silent horror. Among the many factions present, a certain elder from Dreamweaver Divine Kingdom discreetly wiped the sweat from his forehead. His thoughts drifted back to that day in The Sinking Dream Valley, when he had once hesitated. "I'm glad I listened to Divine Son Yuan's words, otherwise." A chill ran down his spine. He didn't even want to think about the consequences. Not only does he have perfect divine essence, but his control over darkness profound. Energy is comparable if not superior to old Chi as well. Hua Fachan, who had remained silent until now, finally voiced his thoughts aloud. His words fell like thunder. The implications alone sent ripples through the audience, but before anyone could fully process what he had just revealed, a voice rang out, "Hua Keli." Higher control over darkness, profound energy than the divine regent himself. Her astonishment carried through the grand hall, her voice reverberating off the towering walls, stunning everyone once again. It was as if, one by one, all had overlooked the obvious until Hua Keli's words struck them with undeniable clarity. Then, isn't he the most perfect person to inherit the owl butterfly divine god's source? A hushed silence fell upon the entire arena. The weight of her remark pressed down on the members of the owl butterfly divine kingdom. Expressions ranged from stunned disbelief to overwhelming realization. Some elders clenched their fists, while others widened their eyes in pure shock. But no one reacted as viscerally as Pan Bujuo. His legs buckled. Thud. He collapsed onto the ground, his entire body trembling. His breath came in ragged gasps, his face pale as though all the life had been drained from it. He had lost. No, he had been utterly defeated. Though he had not fought Pan Buvang directly, the sheer reality that unfolded before him had crushed him beyond any possible redemption. The divine regent, his father, the entire kingdom, all their expectations, all their hopes, all their faith had already shifted away from him. Pan Bujuo could feel it. The cold, creeping despair. He could already see his future fading into oblivion. Every elder who had once supported Pan Buvang, only to betray him when Pan Bujuo awakened his 9 divine essence, now wore grim expressions. The tides had turned once more, and their previous decision had backfired spectacularly. Now, all they could do was beg for forgiveness and hope for the best. From where he sat, Yun Che gazed at Pan Buvang, his eyes carrying an unreadable glint. After a moment of silence, he spoke, his voice steady. Pan Buvang is like a prince of darkness, perfect divine essence, perfect control over dark profound energy. His remark, filled with acknowledgement, rippled through the arena like a quiet storm. But before the weight of his words could settle, laughter erupted. "Sure, Yuan, and you're just like him, no, even more perfect than that. You are the prince of perfect dream. Ahahaha." The laughter belonged to dreamless divine regent, Meng Kongchen, his voice carrying pride and amusement. The title, however, sent a shockwave through the crowd. Everyone stiffened. But could they deny it? No. Pan Buvang was indeed the Prince of Darkness, a rare prodigy of the Owl Butterfly Divine Kingdom. But Meng Jianyung Yun Che stood on an entirely different level. Against all logic, he had crushed divine limited realm enemies as a mere divine master, displayed absurd comprehension, wielded light profound energy to heal and dragon soul suppression to dominate, and even now, his rate of growth was unparalleled. It was undeniable. Outside of the high priests and the abyssal monarch, there was no doubt Meng Jianyung would be the strongest among all divine sons. And in the future, all would have to bow their heads. But now, a question loomed over the arena: who would be second after Meng Jianyung? Among the divine sons and daughters, Dian Juji from Boundless End wielded the terrifying divine vein of great rage, granting him unparalleled explosive power in battle. Hua Keli from Heaven Breaker possessed perfect divine essence, marking her as an undeniable prodigy. And Shen Wui of Eternal Night bore both the Nine Worlds' profound exquisite body and the heart of glazed glass, a legendary combination that had yet to reveal its full potential. And now, standing among them was Pan Buvang, whose perfect divine essence and absolute mastery over darkness defied all previous expectations. But did the second place even need to be debated? Of course not. If all rumors regarding Shen Wui's talent and growth were true, then aside from Meng Jianyung, there was no one who could rival her. She was a monster in her own right. As these realizations settled into everyone's minds, the abyssal monarch's voice rang out, snapping them from their thoughts. Since the battle between the Star and Moon Divine Kingdoms and the Owl Butterfly Divine Kingdom has concluded, those who wish to depart may do so. The next round of combat will be hosted soon. With the decree made, Divine Regent Chi Heng wasted no time. He immediately bowed and took the heavily injured Pan Buvang away, his face unreadable. Pan Buvang did not resist his father's power as he allowed his injured body to be carried away, his eyes slowly closing. Today, he had gambled with his own life, and though he had barely escaped death, he had accomplished exactly what his master had instructed him to do, just as you wanted. Shen Wu Yanye, Shen Wui, your end will arrive soon. The thought echoed in his fading consciousness as exhaustion finally pulled him into deep sleep. Following behind their lord, the remaining members of the Owl Butterfly Divine Kingdom bowed respectfully to the abyssal monarch and the high priests before departing. No one spared a glance at Pan Bujuo, who, unlike the others, silently separated from the group. His battered body barely held together as he flew off in another direction, his once arrogant aura now tainted with humiliation and despair. Meanwhile, the dragons, who had watched the battle unfold with growing unease, exchanged silent glances. The longer they remained, the more suffocating the presence of the human prodigies became. Without a word, they too bowed to the monarch and high priests, then swiftly departed toward their living quarters, vanishing into the distance. Carrying their injured bodies, Shazing and Jian Yu bowed respectfully before the moon and star divine regents. Divine regents, it's all right, the two divine regents interrupted, their gazes firm but not unkind. You have shown the might of our kingdoms. If not for divine son Buvang's madness, the outcome could have been different. Their words rang true. Shazing and Jian Yu had always shared a friendly connection with Pan Buvang, particularly Shazing, who had even granted him the opportunity to enter Pure Land in the first place. Since this was not a battle to the death, neither of them had gone all out, opting to conserve their strength. Pan Buvang, however, had played with his very life, gambling everything for victory. If Shazing and Jian Yu had fought with the same desperation, the result might have been entirely different. Yes, divine regents, the two responded, bowing once more before quietly channeling their profound energy to heal themselves, wiping the blood from their mouths. Just as they steadied themselves, their gazes shifted to the arena, where two new figures were slowly descending onto the stage, one a woman, the other a man. The next battle was about to begin. From the stands, Yun-Che sat in silence, his eyes locked onto Xia Qingyu as she gracefully landed on the arena floor. For the past month, his mind had been consumed by thoughts of her seeking solutions, trying to piece together the truth. He was certain that upon her fall into the abyss, she had lost her memories. And now, if she lost this battle, she would be forced into an engagement with Dian Juji. There was no way for him to interfere. A deep sense of helplessness settled over him as his fists clenched tightly. His nightmare was about to begin. Chapter 27 Chapter 2147, Song of the Moon Part 1. With a soft thud, Dian Juji landed on the arena floor. The battleground, which had previously been ravaged by destruction, had already been restored by Carefree's power. High in the sky, the Abyss Knight Commander floated lazily, his old figure barely moving as he observed the battlefield below. Dian Juji's eyes never wavered from the woman standing opposite him, whose face was covered in veil. After today, you'll be mine. The thought burned in his mind as he stared at the woman of his dreams. In their previous clash, he had only lost because he had been stunned by her beauty, a beauty so otherworldly that it had momentarily made him forget even Huakeli. A beauty so untouchable, so divine, that it consumed him with the belief that it should belong to him. She should belong to him. But this time, he would not falter. No matter what happened, he must win. Fairy Wui, have you been well since we last met? Dian Juji greeted her with a warm smile, his tone laced with practiced politeness. But there was no reply, only silence. Still, his expression did not falter. He had expected this. It's my honor to fight Fairy Wui again, he continued, bowing toward her with a seemingly sincere smile. But beneath that composed facade, his heart raged with uncontrollable excitement. You will be mine. You will be mine. The thought roared within him like a fevered obsession, drowning out everything else. Back when he had petitioned his father to use that one request granted by the Abyssal Monarch for this match, he hadn't been fully certain his plan would work. But when his father privately agreed to offer the primordial flame crystal, a priceless treasure stored in their kingdom's deepest vaults for millions of years, the lightless divine regent had finally relented. Regardless of whether he won or lost, their kingdom would have to hand over the primordial flame crystal as sacrifice to secure this opportunity. Losing was not an option. His only concern now was how he would enjoy this beauty in front of him, how he would take his time, savoring every moment of his inevitable victory. What were those images? Are they my memories? On the other side of the arena, Shen Wui remained silent, her thoughts drowning out Dian Juji's words. The battle had yet to begin, yet her mind was already in turmoil. For the longest time, she had questioned her own past. There were gaps, missing pieces, memories that should have been there but weren't. No matter how many times she tried to grasp them, they slipped away like sand through her fingers. But now, something had changed. When she witnessed Moon Divine Sun unleash his technique, something deep inside her stirred an instinct, an understanding that she shouldn't have. She had seen that technique before. No, she had used it before. And then, within the fragmented haze of her mind, a voice echoed. With my current power, I can only maintain this divine domain for 100 breaths, but that's enough to bury you within this world forever. The words held weight, conviction, but no rage. No hatred. And yet, she felt as though they belonged to her. Who was I speaking to? A strange sensation spread through her chest, not the desire to kill, but the certainty that there was someone she was meant to kill. It was an answer she should have known. A mission she should have remembered. But the image remained blurry, just beyond her reach. She exhaled softly, clearing her mind. This was not the time to dwell on the past. Are you both ready? The gentle yet ancient voice echoed through the vast arena, pulling Shen Wui from her thoughts and back into the present. Across from her, Dian Juji stood with a smile that was both confident and smug, a sight that irritated her the moment she laid eyes on him. Although the lightless divine regent had agreed to this absurd arrangement in exchange for the primordial flame crystal, she can still controlled her own fate. As long as I win, she reminded herself, no one will decide my future for me. Contents. Dark. Setting. Yes, she answered coolly, her voice unwavering. I'm ready, Dian Juji responded immediately, his anticipation palpable. He could barely contain his excitement. App. Then begin. The referee's voice faded into the wind, and in the same breath, his form vanished into the void. Dian Juji took a step forward, placing a hand over his chest with a polite, practiced bow. I wish you good luck, Fairy Wui. Silence. There was no response. Dian Juji's smile remained, but deep inside, a satisfied hum filled his chest. Yes, this is exactly how she should be. A woman of untouchable beauty, rejecting all who approached, but you will still be mine. The mere thought of it sent a thrill through his veins. She was cold, but soon, she would be his. Not to mention, Shen Wui possessed the 9 profound exquisite body, the perfect physique for dual cultivation. Dian Juji's heart pounded with excitement. His name, Juji, symbolized the 9 palaces, and Shen Wui's physique embodied 9 worlds within the 9 profound exquisite body. Was this not a match decreed by fate itself? Compared to her, that bitch Hua Keli was nothing. Shen Wui was superior in every way. His boundless divine kingdom, true to its name, cultivated techniques that made one's strength limitless. His father, divine regent Boundless End, was the strongest of all the true gods in the 6 divine kingdoms, solely because of their kingdom's supreme technique. As soon as Dian Juji finished his greeting, his aura erupted, surging toward the sky like a golden storm. The very space and void trembled beneath his rising power. His cultivation had only reached the early stages of the 8th level of the divine extinction realm, but in terms of true battle strength, he could contend with those at the peak of level 8 divine extinction. And this is to compare to those in the divine kingdom. The power radiating from his body ripped through the air, creating golden fissures in the fabric of space itself. His eyes locked onto Shen Wui, filled with obsession and desire. No one else is worthy of you but me. The moment Dian Juji's aura exploded, golden radiance flooded the sky, filling the world with a divine glow. Yun Che almost leaped from his seat. Brahma God power. No, it's close, but not quite. The golden Hui shimmering in Dian Juji's aura was strikingly similar to the golden energy wielded by Qianye Yinger and the top practitioners of the Brahma God realm in the God realm. The power's essence, the sensation it radiated, it was eerily familiar, almost as if they shared the same origin. His thoughts instantly raced back to the time Mo Bachan and his squires invaded the God realm. Back then, the moment they saw Brahma God's golden profound energy, they had reacted with fear. That moment had lingered in Yun Che's mind, and now, seeing Dian Juji's power, he finally understood. Boundless divine kingdom, they must cultivate the same technique. Their legacy must be connected to the Brahma God. Meanwhile, across from Dian Juji, Shen Wui stood frozen. The golden light triggered something deep within her. A fragmented memory surfaced in her mind. It was blurry, distant, like looking through fog, but there was a figure, shrouded in a golden aura. The light was blinding, suffocating. And in that moment, deep within that memory, she felt an overwhelming, uncontrollable urge. An urge to kill. Her eyes quivered, confusion flashing through them. Who? She couldn't recall the face. She couldn't remember why. But in that memory there was no hesitation. No doubt. Just the absolute certainty that this golden figure was someone she had to kill. With that, Shen Wui's aura erupted, piercing through the golden light and shattering the oppressive radiance Dian Juji had unleashed. Unlike the golden glow that filled the sky, Shen Wui's aura burned red, deep, intense, and overwhelming. The air around her distorted with heat, and in an instant, half of the arena was consumed by flames. The stone beneath her cracked and melted, giving way to a sea of fire. Exclamation mark, 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 exclamation mark. Yun Che's eyes widened. He had seen these flames before. Although the intensity was far beyond what he had encountered before, the essence was unmistakable. Vermilion bird flame, he murmured under his breath. Beside him, Meng Kongchen chuckled, noticing his son's reaction. Oh, you have sharp eyes, Yuan, he said with a knowing grin. Back then, before Eternal Night became what it is today, their divine kingdom was once known as the Vermilion Flame Divine Kingdom. Every practitioner in their kingdom cultivated the divine vermilion bird's divine arts. Though rumors have long whispered that High Priest Lin Jian Spirit Fairy has ties to their lineage, nothing has ever been confirmed. He let out a hearty laugh before continuing, since you also practice divine beast flames, it's no surprise you recognized it at first glance. Ha ha ha, as expected of my son. Yun Che's gaze remained fixed on Shen Wui. So Eternal Night was once Vermilion Flame Divine Kingdom. This revelation sent ripples through his mind. But that wasn't the issue. What truly shocked Yun Che was Xia Qingyu able to unleash flames. He knew better than anyone that Xia Qingyu had inherited the Ice Phoenix bloodline, which granted her the ability to wield the Ice Phoenix God Investiture Cannon. Fire and ice could not coexist within the same body, at least, not without conflict. Without an elemental creation god vein like his own, attempting to cultivate both elements would only weaken her overall combat power and create instability within her profound energy. Yet, as he focused on the aura she was releasing, he could feel that it was perfectly stable, not a hint of internal rejection or imbalance. More than that, the purity of her vermilion bird flame was terrifying. His mind raced back to the past. He remembered when the Golden Crow had wanted to purge the Phoenix bloodline from his body, believing that two divine flames could not exist within one host. But he was different, a special exception. Xia Qingyu was not. There was only one possible explanation. Yun Che's fists clenched tightly, his nails digging into his palms. Xia Qingyu's Ice Phoenix bloodline must have been completely purged from her body, and she was granted the Vermilion bird's blood instead. The cultivators of Eternal Night all looked up at the sea of flames, their expressions filled with admiration. Only they could truly grasp the monstrosity of Shen Wui's talent. After all, they had witnessed it firsthand. When the lightless divine regent brought her to Eternal Night, she had only been at the peak of the divine master realm. And yet in a mere 20-some years she had ascended to the 6th level of the divine extinction realm. Just 2 months ago, her aura had still been unstable, barely touching the 6th level. But now, her cultivation was completely stabilized. Even more terrifying, she was already approaching the mid-stage of the 6th level. The moment Shen Wui's aura surged, it tore through Dian Juji's golden domain, ripping apart the world between them. The sky was split into two opposing forces, one bathed in golden brilliance, the other consumed by an overwhelming red inferno. These two divine energies rejected one another, causing violent spatial ripples to spread across the battlefield. Dian Juji's eyes widened in shock. This wasn't the same power she had displayed in their previous battle. The force radiating from her aura was nearly equal to his own. But instead of fear, this only fed the madness within him. The veins beneath his skin swelled grotesquely, pulsing with boundless divine energy as ancient markings appeared on his forehead. From his seat above, the boundless and divine regent Dian Rahu narrowed his eyes. He's already activating the strength of the vein of great rage. A dark glint flashed across his gaze. It seems he truly wants to end this battle quickly. The lightless divine regent cast a cold, scrutinizing gaze upon her divine daughter. The last time Shen Wui had fought against Dian Juji, she had disappointed her utterly. The result of this battle, meaningless. Unless, of course, Shen Wui utterly crushed Dian Juji. That would at least be worth watching. But in the end, her only true concern was the primordial flame crystal. As long as she obtained it, she would have everything she needed. With it, she could restore her sight. She would no longer have to rely solely on divine sense to perceive the world. For the first time in countless years, she would see again. Boom! Dian Juji vanished from his spot, his golden aura bursting forth like a storm, shattering the air itself. The entire battlefield trembled beneath his explosive momentum. The vein of great rage had already fully activated, golden runes spreading across his body, pulsating with power. His muscles swelled subtly, the golden divine engravings on his skin giving him the appearance of a war god descending upon the world. She's strong, but so what? His eyes gleamed with fervor. She belongs to me, and I'll carve that fact into her very soul. A terrifying sonic boom erupted behind him as he tore through space, his golden silhouette arriving before Shen Wui in an instant. Boundless King's burial palm, a golden palm print, as vast as a mountain and inscribed with divine Brahma runes, came crashing toward. Shen Wui's gaze remained calm, but as the imposing force of the hand arrived, she was forced to react. With a delicate flick of her wrist, flames ignited, forming a defensive barrier of crimson fire. Vermilion spirit flame spirit barrier. A dome of condensed flames encased her, flaring with scorching divine energy. Boom! The golden palm clashed against the crimson barrier, sending shock waves across the battlefield. The air and space shattered. The clash lasted only a moment. Crack! Before cracks spread across the barrier. Exclamation mark 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 exclamation mark. A sudden realization struck Shen Wui the moment his attack landed. It didn't just strike her flames, it burrowed into them, shattering their very foundation. Crack! Boom! Her barrier collapsed. Too weak. Dian Juji sneered as he followed up. His fist shot forward, wreathed in golden light, carrying the weight of divine suppression. Bang! His strike landed squarely against Shen Wui's shoulder, sending her skidding backward. Her feet digging trenches into the ground. A small trail of blood trickled from the corner of her lips. For the first time, Yun Che truly witnessed the terrifying power of the vein of great rage. Even though it was merely a vein and not a complete physique of great rage, the strength it granted Dian Juji was nearly comparable to that of a level 9 divine extinction realm expert. Although it's short of his god Ash's state, it still is not someone current Shia King you can fight against. Yun Che's fingers clenched into fists, his nails digging deep into his palm as he watched. His body tensed, his heart hammering in his chest. Kang was strong, terrifyingly so, but her cultivation and battle power was still lower than Dian Juji's in the end. And in this battle, the result, the price for losing. Above the battlefield, Dian Juji hovered, his golden aura roaring like an unquenchable wildfire, the divine runes across his body pulsating in rhythm with his surging power. Just give up, Fairy Wui, he sneered. His tone filled with arrogance. I don't want to hurt you. Before him, Shen Wui wiped the blood from her lips and slowly lifted her head. Boom! He shot forward again, his golden divine aura flaring. His palm glowed once more. Suppress. A colossal golden mark formed directly above Shen Wui, its weight pressing down as if the entire heavens were about to crush her. The sheer suppression caused the air to distort, the gravity around Shen Wui quadrupled, and her movements became sluggish. HMPH. With a sharp exhale, she flicked her sleeve. A burst of crimson flames shot outward, propelling her backward just in time to avoid the direct impact. Boom! The golden seal crashed into the earth, splitting the arena apart as cracks spiderwebbed across the battlefield. But even though she had dodged, Dian Juji's figure was already above her. His leg came down like a divine hammer, wreathed in unstoppable golden force. Shen Wui barely had time to cross her arms before. Bang! His kick landed squarely against her forearm, and her entire body was blasted downward, slamming into the arena floor. A crater formed upon impact. Dust exploded outward. For a moment, silence filled the battlefield. Then, a golden light streaked downward. Just be mine. Dian Juji's roar shook the heavens as he descended like a meteor, his golden fist tearing through the air with an earth-shattering force. His body radiated golden destruction, the power of the vein of great rage surging through every fiber of his being. The entire space warped around him, unable to withstand the sheer might of his dive. The very air howled in agony, spiraling violently in his wake. The ground below trembled. No, it was already fracturing before impact. From within the crater, a sudden burst of scarlet light ignited the space. Shen Wui's form blurred into a streak of flames, the phantom image of a vermilion bird manifesting behind her. Its majestic wings spread wide, weaving into her form, enhancing her speed and evasiveness. In a blinding flash, her figure vanished just before impact. Boom! The moment Dian Juji's fist struck the ground, a terrifying golden explosion devoured the entire battlefield. The ground shattered like glass, the once deep crater now a bottomless abyss of destruction. The sheer force of his attack sent hurricane-like shockwaves rippling outward, flattening the surrounding terrain and sending debris flying high into the sky. And yet, above the devastation, a graceful silhouette flickered into existence. Shen Wui had reappeared midair, her long crimson robes flowing against the aftermath of the destruction below. Her breathing was uneven, and a trace of blood lingered at the corner of her lips, yet her expression remained unshaken, cold, composed, unreadable. Dian Juji's gaze darkened. His veins pulsed with golden fury. Chapter 28, Chapter 2148, Song of the Moon Part 2. Such terrifying power, and it's only the vein. Hua Fachen's gaze remained locked onto the battlefield, his mind racing as he analyzed the overwhelming force Dian Juji was displaying. The vein of great rage alone had already pushed him into a realm of strength comparable to the mid-stage 9-level divine extinction realm, and yet this was only a fraction of what the true great rage physique was capable of. His grip on the armrest of his seat tightened imperceptibly. He had never doubted his decision in choosing Meng Jianyong Yun Che as his future son-in-law, but this battle served as a grim reminder. A reminder that the Abyssal Monarch himself was a being who fully possessed the great rage physique. Unlike Dian Juji, whose power came from merely inheriting a vein, the monarch's entire body and soul were sculpted from the very essence of great rage. What kind of strength does that grant him? The thought sent a cold shiver down Hua Fachen's spine. Throughout the entire history of the Abyss, the monarch's strength had remained a mystery. Every being in this land acknowledged that he was the strongest existence within the Abyss, yet, not a single soul had ever truly measured his power. Even the 7 true gods of the divine kingdoms, unmatched rulers in their own domains, dared not challenge the ancient true gods of the Pure Land. And the Abyssal Monarch was on even higher level. Just how deep does his strength truly run? Nearby, Hua Kangying sighed and shook her head. Although his vein of great rage granted him immense combat strength, there was still a limit to how long he could sustain it. Even so, it should be enough for him to finish the fight. I'm afraid that his request will ultimately be fulfilled. Her words were light, yet within them carried a weight that caused silent tension to spread among those nearby. She had spoken softly, but with their cultivation levels, everyone present had heard her clearly and they all understood exactly what she meant. The monarch's decree had already been issued. The request had already been granted. And it had even been approved by the lightless divine regent. What could they do now? Even if they opposed it, even if they resented it, there was nothing they could change. All they could do was watch. King Yun Che clenched his fists so tightly that his nails dug into his palms, drawing faint traces of blood. His entire body was rigid, his heart a storm of fury and helplessness. His instincts screamed at him to tear through the battlefield, to intervene, to stop this madness, yet he knew that he could not. He was not afraid of Dian Juji. If he entered his God Ash state, he could summon a strength that rivaled the divine limited realm. But this wasn't just about a battle. If Dian Juji won, it meant that Xie Qingyu Shen Wui would be forced into becoming his fiancé. Who in their right mind could stand by and watch their own wife be taken away? But no matter how much rage boiled within him, no matter how much he wanted to tear Juji apart limb from limb, he was powerless at this moment. He already exposed many of his secrets and he cannot afford to do it anymore so without raising suspicions. Above the battlefield, Dian Juji smiled, his tone still carrying the air of a benevolent conqueror. Fairy Wui, I admire your strength and determination, but you will not be able to defeat me. Please, surrender now before you suffer any further injury. A gentleman's courtesy, a thin veneer of civility that barely masked his overwhelming arrogance. Yet, as expected, Shen Wui did not respond. Her eyes remained cold, her stance unwavering. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Contents. Dian Juji's expression darkened slightly. So be it. Dark. Then boom. His golden aura erupted once more, a force so powerful that it cleared the entire battlefield of dust and debris in an instant. Setting. Yun Che's heart clenched. The vein of great rage was no ordinary vein. It was a fragment of the very thing that had once made the abyssal monarch an unparalleled being. Even in Dian Juji's incomplete form, it granted him power far beyond his cultivation level. App. The golden radiance surged like a divine storm, illuminating the battlefield, drowning everything beneath its might. Against it, Shen Wui's flame seemed like a single drop of water beneath an endless downpour. The overwhelming golden light of Dian Juji's power bore down upon Shen Wui like a celestial decree, a force so suffocating that the very air felt heavy in her lungs. Yet, her gaze remained as cold and resolute as ever. Rather than retreating, she raised her hand, and in that instant, a sword manifested in her grip. The moment its ethereal, crescent-like blade gleamed into existence, a noticeable reaction rippled through the Moon and Star Divine Kingdom's ranks. What? Several elders furrowed their brows, sensing something eerily familiar about the weapon. But no one's reaction was as intense as the Moon Divine Regent. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark quote. His eyes widened, an unmistakable flicker of recognition flashing through them. That sword. Why does its aura feel almost identical to our ancestors' sacred weapon? Turning sharply, he glanced toward the Star Divine Regent, only to find his counterpart already looking at him. Their gazes locked, yet neither had an answer. Only mutual confusion. On the battlefield, Shen Wui's grip tightened around the hilt. She had never known this weapon's name. It was nameless to her, just as she was nameless before eternal night found her. But when she wielded it, it felt right. It was the only thing she had when she was discovered, the only remnant of her past. And yet every time she summoned it, every time she infused it with her power, there was something else. A whisper in the depths of her soul. A feeling. Sadness. A sorrow so profound, so distant, yet so intimately bound to the blade that it felt almost alive. As if the sword itself grieved. As if it was trying to tell her something. As if it did not wish to be wielded in such a way yet allowed it nonetheless. Shen Wui's fingers curled around the hilt, her grip steady. You are my only past. Her voice was silent, spoken only within her mind. Whether you wish to follow me or not, I have no choice but to wield you. The moment that thought passed, a soft yet imperceptible resonance echoed within the blade, as if it had acknowledged her determination. And then her crimson flames erupted once more. The golden crow, phoenix, and vermilion bird, each one a divine beast of flame, yet their fires burned with vastly different natures. Though all carried the power of destruction and purification, the essence of their flames was as distinct as the celestial creatures themselves. The golden crow flame was the embodiment of unrestrained ferocity, a fire that burned with violent chaos, consuming all in its path with an insatiable hunger. It was raw, destructive, and utterly merciless, igniting not just the body but the very essence of anything it touched. The phoenix flame, in contrast, was a fire of balance and resilience. Though it did not match the sheer destruction of the golden crow's flames, it was still a force to be feared. Both destructive and restorative, it carried the power of rebirth, allowing those who wielded it to endure and rise again from even the brink of death. And then, there was the vermilion bird flame. Unlike the other two, this fire was not solely a force of destruction, but one of judgment and purification. It carried within it the flame of redemption, a divine power that burned away evil and restored order to the world. Unlike the phoenix and golden crow flames, which incinerated indiscriminately, the vermilion bird flame did not harm those whose hearts remained pure. To those with kindness and virtue, it was a gentle warmth. But to those whose souls were tainted with malice, it was an inescapable inferno, reducing them to nothingness. It did not merely destroy. It judged. Screech. The air trembled as a phantom vermilion bird manifested behind Shen Wui, its massive wings stretching across the battlefield like a divine omen. The flames that enveloped her body roared to life, burning with an intensity that seemed to reject the very existence of darkness. Yet, within the hallowed hum of the sword in her grip, there was something else: sorrow. It was as if the blade itself mourned the way it was being wielded, whispering a lament of something long lost. But regardless of its silent protest, the vermilion bird's flame surged through the weapon, coating it in an inferno of gold and crimson that twisted through space itself. With a flick of her wrist, she slashed forward, and the blinding arc of divine fire tore through the air, distorting reality as it rushed toward Dian Juji with terrifying momentum. Yet, Dian Juji merely sneered. Petty tricks mean nothing before absolute power. His golden aura flared, warping the space around him as he extended a single hand. With a casual grasping motion, an ethereal golden hand materialized in the air, mirroring his movement. This phantom-like construct, formed from the very power of his vein of the great rage, exuded an oppressive presence, unyielding, indomitable. Boom! The vermilion bird's flame slammed into the golden hand with a deafening explosion, but rather than breaking through, the flames were smothered, vanishing into nothingness. As the golden force crushed them into oblivion, gasps erupted from the audience. She couldn't even break through his defenses. The difference in power is too vast, even her flames are useless against him. But before the lingering embers had even faded, a sudden gust of wind howled through the battlefield. Dian Juji's eyes sharpened, his instincts flaring with alarm. She's gone. In that instant, a golden streak flashed through the air. Shen Wui had disappeared from her original position. The vermilion bird's phantom wings had burst into a flurry of radiant flames, propelling her forward with an acceleration so extreme that the space behind her warped in the wake of her movement. She reappeared behind him in the blink of an eye, her sword already descending. TCH. Before he could fully react, the flaming blade crashed down upon him. Boom! The moment the sword connected, a shock wave erupted, sending Dian Juji flying backward like a comet. His body hurtled across the battlefield, skidding across the stone with enough force to carve deep trenches into the ground. Blood churned in his body, his veins throbbing from the unexpected impact. He was sent flying. Boom! And with a violent explosion of golden aura, his form came to a sudden, jarring halt in midair. His feet slammed against the ground, stopping his momentum entirely, and he slowly rose to his full height, wiping the blood from the corner of his lips. Then, he grinned, but it was a twisted, unnatural smile. His body shook, and for a brief moment, it seemed as if he was fighting something deep within himself. "You actually hurt me a little." His voice was low, almost a whisper. Then, with a sudden jerk of his head, his expression contorted into something wild. Something unhinged. "Good, good, good." His voice boomed like a beast on the verge of losing control. His golden aura flared violently, his entire presence turning more chaotic by the second. "What's wrong with Juji?" Yun Che's brows furrowed in alarm. That single strike had barely drawn blood. It wasn't a fatal blow, nor did it cause serious damage. And yet, Dian Juji's reaction, his eyes, his expression, the sheer ferocity in his aura, it was too extreme. It was as if he wanted to kill Xia Qingyu at all costs. "Why?" The vein of great rage, Una. Meng Qingchen's voice was calm, but there was a depth of understanding in it. This vein grants him overwhelming strength, but just as its name implies, the longer he uses it. Meng Qingchen's gaze sharpened as he watched Dian Juji's erratic movements. The more it controls him, Rage clouds reason. The longer this fight drags on, the more violent and unreasoning Dian Juji will become. A chill ran down Yun Che's spine. So that was it. Dian Juji had been in control up until now. He had wielded his power with arrogance, cruelty, but still with restraint. But Shen Wui had landed a clean strike. And now, the vein of great rage was responding. Dian Juji rolled his shoulders, the veins on his arms bulging with raw, surging energy. His golden aura flared outward, more ferocious than ever, swallowing the battlefield in an oppressive radiance that made the sky tremble. Then allow me, he murmured, his voice brimming with dark amusement, to return the favor. And with that, he vanished. His golden afterimage remained for only a fraction of a second before it dissolved into nothingness because he had already reappeared right in front of Shen Wui. Boom! His fist, glowing with the full power of his vein of the great rage, came crashing down. Boundless King Destructive Fist. Dian Juji's voice exploded like thunder across the battlefield, his entire body pulsating with an overwhelming golden radiance. His veins surged with divine power, the vein of great rage fully ignited, enhancing his strength to an unfathomable degree. As his fist hurtled forward, the sheer force of it distorted the air, warping the space around it. The very sky seemed to tremble, as if bowing to the strength behind his strike. His strength reaches that of mid-stage level 9 divine extinction. Shen Wui barely had a moment to react. The world around her blurred, the pressure from his attack pressing against her skin like 1,000 blades. Even before the fist landed, she felt its force crushing down on her bones. Boom! His golden fist slammed into her with full force, obliterating her protective aura in an instant. A sickening crack echoed through the arena. The sound of bones breaking. Shen Wui's body was sent flying like a broken kite, a trail of blood spraying from her lips as she shot backward. The impact was so violent that her form blurred across the battlefield, barely visible to the naked eye. The instant her body crashed into the ground, an earth-shattering explosion erupted. Boom! A massive crater formed at the point of impact, the ground beneath her splintering apart, sending jagged debris and dust soaring into the air. The force of the collision sent shockwaves across the battlefield, rippling outward like an unstoppable tide. For a moment, there was only silence. Then, Wui, the cry of alarm from the Eternal Night Divine Kingdom's seating area shattered the stillness. Elders, and even high-ranking figures rose to their feet, their faces twisting in horror as they stared at the devastated battlefield. All participants from Eternal Night gasped in shock, their hands clenching tightly as worry filled their eyes. "Etch her bones, she," one elder stammered, his voice hoarse with disbelief. "That attack was too much," another murmured. They all knew just how powerful Dian Juji's attack was. His boundless King Destructive Fist was not simply an ordinary technique, it was a culmination of the boundless Divine Kingdom's supreme arts, a technique designed to mountain and annihilate battlefields. And Shen Wui, she had taken it directly to the chest. Seated in the Boundless Divine Kingdoms section, Dian Rahu, the Boundless Divine Regent, watched the battlefield with an unreadable expression. Beside him, several of his kingdom's elders exchanged quiet looks. "He really didn't have to go that far," one of them sighed. Dian Rahu nodded slightly, his expression unreadable. But deep inside, a flicker of unease settled in his heart. Even he had not expected his son to lose control of the Vane's power this quickly. Dian Juji had trained for years to master the Vane of Great Rage, to walk the thin line between power and madness. Yet now, before everyone's eyes, he was succumbing. He should have known. The power of the Vane of Great Rage was an unforgiving force. It granted its wielder unmatched strength. But at a price. The longer one used it, the more it consumed them. His son had become stronger, that much was undeniable. But had he truly forgotten? This wasn't a battle to kill Shen Wui. This was a battle to win her as his fiancée. If he lost himself to the Vane's influence, then there would be no victory, only destruction. At the Dreamweaver Divine Kingdom's seating area, Yunche's entire body stiffened. His fingers dug into his palm, his nails piercing his skin. His breath became ragged, his chest tight with a rage that threatened to explode. It took every ounce of his willpower not to storm the battlefield. Although he had already known the immense power that Dian Juji possessed, witnessing it firsthand was entirely different. The force of the attack, the devastation it had wrought, it was terrifying. And the worst part, Shen Wui was his King Yu. She is his wife. He might not have known why she was now Shen Wui, but that didn't matter. The very thought of her being forced into engagement with Dian Juji, a man who saw her as nothing more than a trophy, was enough to make Yunche's blood boil. But even with all his anger, he knew he couldn't interfere. Seated high above, the abyssal monarch watched the battlefield in silence, his expression unreadable as the scene unfolded before him. His fingers tapped lightly against the armrest of his throne, each measured beat a quiet rhythm of contemplation. At his side, the high priests remained composed, their divine senses locked onto the battle. However, they narrowed their eyes slightly. In the arena ground, Shen Wui, once poised and graceful, was now battered and bloodied. Her once pristine robes were torn and soaked in crimson, her breathing ragged. She almost lost consciousness from that attack. In just a few short exchanges, Shen Wui was already down. On the other side, Dian Juji stood tall, his golden aura still blazing, his chest rising and falling with heavy breaths. His vicious smile of victory was barely contained, as though he had already claimed his prize. Chapter 29, Chapter 2149, Song of the Moon Part 3. To say that Dian Juji's fist attack was powerful would be a vast understatement. The divine might of the Divine Kingdom's cultivators was something that outsiders could never hope to compare to. And among them, the divine might of the divine children, the prodigies carefully cultivated and strengthened by their kingdom's most powerful figures, was on an entirely different level. Dian Juji was the peak example of this. Every breakthrough he achieved after becoming a divine son was not merely his own. His father, the boundless divine regent, had personally fortified his body, refining and enhancing his cultivation foundation to unimaginable heights. With every step Dian Juji took toward power, his father paved the path for him, ensuring that his strength would always stand above others. If a cultivator from outside the divine kingdoms, even one at the divine limited realm, had taken that strike head-on, they wouldn't have simply been injured. They would have been crippled or worse, reduced to nothing. That was the sheer dominance of a divine son. And Dian Juji was no ordinary divine son. He was one who stood at the peak. King Yu, if you are willing to become the moon god emperor, then take this imperial moon-glazed pearl. A voice echoed within her consciousness, soft, yet filled with a solemn weight. A voice both familiar and unfamiliar at the same time. King Yu, I hope that your life will not be fraught with indecision, perplexity, and a constant desire to have the best of both worlds. You should live for yourself. In the midst of her half-conscious state, Shen Wui felt as though she were floating in an endless void. The pain from Dian Juji's devastating attack had reached deep, not just into her body, but into her very soul. And from within that soul, something was stirring. Flashes of memory surged forward. They came in fragments, blurred and scattered, like shards of a broken mirror. Desperately trying to piece themselves back together. One by one, they intertwined, creating a web of stories that felt both distant and intimately close. The voice echoed again. A hand smooth and pale was offering something. A pearl. The imperial moon-glazed pearl. Its luster was like the full moon hanging over an eternal night. She could feel it, the weight of responsibility, the weight of fate. But who was speaking to her? Who was she before she became Shen Wui? The answers felt just within reach, yet every time she grasped for them, they slipped away like flowing water. A battle raged outside. Her body was still on the battlefield, battered and broken. Yet her soul, her very being, was awakening. The dust storm scattered across the battlefield, swirling in the air like remnants of a shattered world. Through the thick haze, the sound of labored breathing and choking gasps echoed, followed by the wet splatter of blood hitting the scorched earth. Cough, cough, puke. A sharp, guttural cough tore through the silence, the unmistakable metallic tang of blood thick in the air. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Contents. Diane Juji, standing tall amidst the devastation, gazed down at the scene with a cruel smile. Dark. You wouldn't have had to suffer this much, if you had simply submitted. His voice was smooth, almost gentle, yet his words cut like a blade, as cold and merciless as the force he had just unleashed. Setting. Beneath him, from within the shattered remains of the battlefield, a figure began to rise. Bloodied and broken, Shen Wui stood. Every movement sent waves of pain coursing through her body, threatening to drag her back into the abyss of unconsciousness. Yet, she did not fall. With agonizing effort, she straightened her back, her delicate yet battered frame trembling under the weight of her injuries. Even though her vision blurred, even though her wounds burned, her spirit remained unyielding. She lifted her chin. She had never bowed before, and she would not start now. Her defiance burned brighter than her wounds. As she steadied herself, memories flashed through her mind, not of the past she could not recall, but of the journey she had endured since awakening in this cruel world. She had been found half dead, without a name, without an identity. The Eternal Night Divine Regent had taken her in, had told her of her immense potential. She had listened. She had learned. She had rebuilt herself from nothing. And now she was here, standing against a force that should have crushed her, yet she refused to break. Her hands clenched into blood-soaked fists. She knew the truth. The strong did not rise to the pinnacle by being kind. The world did not bow to those who pretended to be righteous. And Diane Juji, he was the worst kind of pretender. He played the role of a gentleman, speaking of admiration and respect, yet his fists told a different story. Shen Wui had fought him before. She knew his strength. She knew his limits. And yet, this time, something was off. The vein of great rage was powerful, but not uncontrollable. Not this early, for it to overtake him so quickly. No, this wasn't a mistake. This was intentional. Her eyes flickered toward a certain direction, sweeping over the divine regents, the high priests, the monarch. She had already figured it out. That's it. Diane Juji, who had once stood proudly as the strongest divine son, had been dethroned. The title he had held so dearly, the pride he had carried as an unshakable genius. All of it had been shattered by the arrival of Meng Jianyong. His pride had been wounded. And now, he was desperate to prove himself. Desperate to show everyone that he was still the strongest. He's not out of control. He's putting on a show. Shen Wui's gaze hardened. Diane Juji wasn't just fighting her. He was fighting for his pride. For his lost throne. It was disgusting. The pain in her body became secondary, fading beneath the quiet fury brewing in her heart. Her gaze locked onto Diane Juji's golden silhouette, the embodiment of boundless arrogance. She slowly exhaled. Then, she took one step forward. Diane Juji's eyes flickered, his brows lifting slightly in amusement as he watched her struggle to move. Still standing. Impressive, he mused, almost as if he found her defiance entertaining. But pointless. Shen Wui's talent was unrivaled, her will indomitable, and her schemes unmatched, yet none of it mattered. Not in the face of absolute power. Not when, despite all she had accomplished, she was still at the mercy of another's decision. A single decree from the abyssal monarch and the lightless divine regent, and just like that, her fate had been sealed. If she lost, she would become Diane Juji's fiancé. All because her divine regent wanted the primordial flame crystal. What a joke. The very thought of it sent a surge of fury through her veins, igniting something far greater than mere indignation, a silent, consuming fire. She would not allow it. She would not be reduced to a prize. She would not bow. She would never yield. Not when the past was slowly opening up to her. Her broken body screamed in protest, but she ignored it. The sword that had been cast away in the chaos trembled on the ground, as if resonating with her determination. With a single motion, she raised her hand. The blade tore through the air, answering her call. From his stance, Dian Juji watched. The vein of great rage coursed through his body, its violent energy surging uncontrollably. His strength was still climbing, approaching the peak of the divine extinction realm. His handsome features twisted, his once proud smile warping into something cruel, something monstrous. Fairy Wui, how about I let you attack me again? I won't even move this time. Dian Juji's voice rang across the battlefield, filled with unshakable arrogance. He stood tall, his golden aura burning like a divine sun, his eyes brimming with contemptuous amusement. The crowd's reaction was immediate. Murderous glares shot toward him from the Eternal Night's seating area. Disgust, hatred, boiling fury. Even among the other divine kingdoms, many were frowning. To mock his opponent this blatantly. To humiliate her even further after she was already battered and bloodied. Was this still the same gentleman who had spoken of admiration and respect at the start of the match? Dian Juji didn't care. Not about the glares. Not about the hatred. Not about the fact that he had long abandoned his original purpose for this battle. Because right now, he was high on power. And the vein of great rage was whispering in his mind, its influence growing stronger with every moment he remained in this heightened state. His cultivation was now pressing against the peak of the divine extinction realm, his body surging with boundless strength. But the cost, the rage inside him was no longer entirely his own. The more power he unleashed, the more control he lost. Still, true to his word, he did not move. He let Shen Wui gather her strength. He let her power up her attack. Because he wanted this. He wanted to show the world. He wanted to prove it to them all. I am the strongest. Defeating Shen Wui was only the first step. Once he won this battle, she would be his fiancée. And with the month of rest before the next match, he only needed one night. One night to take everything from her. The nine profound exquisite body was a heavenly gift, one that he would claim for himself. Through dual cultivation, he would absorb her talent, seize her innate gifts, and with it, his power would ascend to unprecedented heights. The vein of great rage, combined with the nine profound exquisite body, would allow him to surpass even that damn Meng Jianyong. This was his true plan. He knew better than anyone that, given enough time, she would surpass him. In a few years, perhaps even less, he would no longer be her match. But this was not the time. Fate is cruel. Time stopped for no one. Right now, his strength stood at the very peak of the divine extinction realm, the absolute limit before reaching the divine limited realm. Right now, she was nothing more than a struggling moth flying into a golden sun. Just like their first battle. Had he not lost his focus back then, she would have never won. And this time, he would not make the same mistake. Dian Juji clenched his fists, his golden aura expanding, bursting through the battlefield. Like a divine tempest. Come, he roared. Screech. A deafening roar tore through the battlefield as a colossal vermilion bird materialized in the sky above Shen Wui. At first, it was nothing more than a flickering ethereal image, a shadow of its true form, wavering amidst the scorching flames that surrounded her. But then, it became real. Life, soul, power. The moment it fully manifested, its presence rippled through the battlefield like an unstoppable tidal wave. Its golden crimson feathers burned with divine fire, its eyes radiated primordial wisdom. And its wings stretched across the heavens, a beast of myth, reborn into reality. In the spectator seats, Yun Che's eyes widened. He had seen this before. Back during the Profound God Convention, when he used Profound Handle God manifestation, the feeling had been the same. A projection of divine will. A soul-given form. Not just an illusion, not just energy, but something that truly existed. And Shen Wui had done it. On the highest platform, High Priest Lin Xian narrowed her eyes, gazing at the divine beast that loomed over the battlefield. God manifestation. She murmured the words softly, but her voice carried weight. The other high priests, the divine regents, and even the abyssal monarch turned their focus toward her. It seems, she continued, her tone thoughtful, they have given away all of their reserved vermilion bird's divine blood to that girl. Wui. Her words made waves. Several divine regents exchanged silent glances, their expressions unreadable. The entire reserves of vermilion bird divine blood. To one person. It was unheard of. Among the Eternal Night Elders, a few exchanged uncertain glances, their expressions dark. She has reached the 8th level of the vermilion bird's divine art in just over 20 years, and able to use God manifestation. One of the oldest elders muttered under his breath. A feat no one, not even the divine regent herself, has accomplished, yet we are throwing her away. Hearing those words, many people from the other divine kingdoms were stunned. Why were the people of Eternal Night speaking as if Shen Wui would lose herself to Dian Juji once she became his fiancée? Wouldn't she still be the next divine regent of the Eternal Night Divine Kingdom? This didn't make sense. A few of the younger prodigies exchanged uncertain glances, unable to comprehend the underlying meaning behind those words. You must be confused as to why they're saying that, aren't you, Kaylee? Hua Kangying's voice carried a subtle weight, drawing Hua Kaylee's attention. Then, with a small smirk, she added, "Do you remember what we talked about back in the fog sea?" Like a missing piece snapping into place, Hua Kaylee's eyes widened in realization. Her sudden reaction sent waves of curiosity rippling through the other spectators who were still in the dark. What did she just realize? Why did she look so shocked? The murmurs grew as more people began turning toward the divine regents and elders, hoping for an explanation. Seeing the growing confusion, Meng Jian's furrowed his brows. Unlike the divine sons, he wasn't privy to all the secrets known only to the top figures of the divine kingdoms. Lord Godfather, what exactly is going on? He finally asked, unable to hold back his curiosity any longer. Meng Kongchen, who had remained quiet, finally turned his gaze toward his son. His expression carried a rare trace of solemnity as he responded. If this were any other woman, it wouldn't matter much. But unfortunately, Shen Wui possesses the 9 profound exquisite body. As soon as those words were spoken, an audible gasp echoed throughout the arena. Meng Kongchen continued, his voice steady but heavy. If someone were to dual cultivate with her, they wouldn't just gain power. They would gain control over her special physique, effectively stripping her of her talents. That physique of hers is a blessing from the heavens, but also a curse. A chilling silence followed. Control over her physique, stripping her of her talents. It was at that moment that the true weight of the situation crashed upon them like a tidal wave. Shen Wui wasn't just going to become Dian Juji's fiancé. If he won, he would have the right to forcefully take away the very thing that made her who she was. This wasn't about a mere marriage agreement. It was enslavement. King Yun Che clenched his fists, his nails digging deep into his palms. Pain surged through his chest, a suffocating agony. BO000000000000000 A torrent of flames erupted, engulfing the battlefield in an ocean of scarlet fire. Above Shen Wui, the vermilion bird burned brighter than ever, its divine blood fully ignited, merging into its life and soul. Screech! Its beastly roar shook the heavens, carrying a power that surged toward the 9th level of the divine extinction realm. Yet, in the eternal night seating area, the elders watched solemnly. They marveled at her power, her will, her monstrous growth. But still, it won't be enough to defeat Dian Juji. Shen Wui knew this too. Even with her divine flame fully ignited, even with the vermilion bird at its peak strength, she could feel the difference between her and Dian Juji. His power was still a world apart. Her body ached, her soul trembled, but her will remained unyielding. The vermilion bird's form flickered, its massive wings beginning to dissolve into trails of fading flame. The divine aura that had once shaken the heavens was now slowly dissipating. Gasps echoed through the arena as disbelief spread among the spectators. Is she giving up? The murmur of countless voices filled the battlefield as they watched Shen Wui's expression remain eerily calm. Even the high priests narrowed their eyes, observing the situation with caution. The god manifestation, an ability that granted a cultivator the power of an ancient divine beast, was a technique that required an enormous amount of energy. Once summoned, the divine beast could fight alongside its master, unleashing untold destruction, but it would also drain its user beyond limits. And yet, she dismissed it. To many, her actions seemed absurd. Dian Juji, his golden aura still burning violently, let out a mocking laugh. Ha ha! His lips curled into a cruel smirk, his eyes glinting with arrogance. I told you, Fairy Wui, no matter what you do, it won't be enough. Why don't you just surrender? His words boomed across the battlefield, filled with mockery and satisfaction. To him, her decision was proof of her weakness. She had realized the gap between them. She had accepted her inferiority. She was finally resigning herself to fate. But then, Shen Wui looked at the sword in her hand. Her stance was steady, her eyes as cold as the eternal night itself. Her aura, though no longer flaring with raging flames, did not weaken in the slightest. Rather, it sharpened. A sense of clarity, focus, and absolute stillness surrounded her. The memories came again, fragments, whispers, shadows of another life. She didn't remember much, but it was enough. Her energy flowed in a way that felt instinctual, as if something deep within her soul had been waiting for this moment. The sword trembled not in rejection, but in excitement. A power long buried was beginning to resurface. Then, a deep, rich purple like the color of a boundless night sky, shimmering with celestial brilliance. Chapter 30, Chapter 2150, Song of the Moon Part 4. From the Moon and Star Divine Kingdom seating area, several heads turned. Their divine sons and divine regents abruptly stood. One by one, the elders rose from their seats. Their eyes locked onto the battlefield, onto the sword in Shen Wui's hand. That aura, that color, that power. With her sword raised high into the sky, Shen Wui coughed up blood. The deep crimson liquid trailed down her lips before she tilted her head up, her gaze unwavering, filled with absolute resolve. Drip. A single drop of her blood fell onto the blade. Then, WUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuuu spanning countless eons. The blade trembled violently, releasing a divine pulse that spread across the battlefield like a tidal wave. In the god realm, many of the most legendary divine artifacts, swords, spears, relics of true gods and true devils were unable to manifest their full power. This was because the heavenly laws had weakened, limiting the very essence of divinity within that realm. But here, in the abyss, where the heavenly laws were untouched by the passing of time, where the world was still as it was during the ancient era of gods and devils, here, the sword's full might erupted without restraint. A collective gasp echoed across the divine kingdoms as the heavens shook. The ground quivered, cracks forming beneath Shen Wui's feet as the pressure from the sword skyrocketed. A power long buried, one that had slumbered for countless generations, had awakened at last. From the moon and star divine kingdom, the divine regent's expressions shifted drastically. That power, the moon divine regent's breath caught in his throat, his pupils shrinking to pinpricks as he stared, stunned beyond words. Out of everyone present, his reaction was the most intense, as if he had seen something impossible come to life before his very eyes. A divine moon had appeared in the sky. The divine moon that the moon divine sun had summoned with his power had been a sight to behold. It had strengthened him, elevating his abilities beyond his usual limits, and when combined with the star divine sun's power, their domain had reached a terrifying level of enhancement. Yet now, that same moon seemed insignificant, utterly eclipsed by the celestial body looming before them now. The purple pylon divine domain had fully descended. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Contents. As its presence solidified, the surrounding battlefield transformed. Dark. The vast arena faded into darkness, replaced by a boundless night sky. There was nothing. No stars. No constellations. No distant lights setting. Only the divine moon, hanging high above, its purple glow illuminating the void. It was not simply a manifestation of power. It was reality itself bending to the will of the domain. Quote exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, quote. Even Dian Juji, completely consumed by the power of the vein of the great rage, felt the alarm bells ring in his soul. A sense of danger unlike anything he had ever experienced before washed over him. It was a primal warning, screaming at him that he had to act now. He had to strike before it was too late. But he hesitated, because he was Dian Juji. Because his pride refused to let him move. From the very start, he had declared to everyone watching that he would crush Shen Wui at her full power. That he would prove his superiority. That he would show the entire abyss why he was still the strongest divine son. If he attacked now, if he struck before she fully unleashed her strength, wouldn't that mean he feared her? Wouldn't that mean his earlier words were hollow? The conflict in his mind was like a roaring storm, his body trembling as his instincts fought against his ego. But that conflict only worsened his situation. The vein of the great rage did not allow hesitation. It thrived on raw emotion, on chaos, anger, and destruction. And now, that hesitation was feeding it. The power that had once been under his control was now controlling him. His veins pulsed violently across his skin, the golden glow deepening as his body involuntarily tensed, rage bubbling up beyond his ability to contain it. From the seating area, Dian Rahu watched his son, his expression darkening. His fingers tightened against the armrest, his divine aura fluctuating for the first time since the match began. Son, Dian Rahu muttered, his voice so low that only those near him could hear. It seems, your plan will fail. Unlike his foolish son, who was still caught up in his false arrogance and pride. Dian Rahu, like the other divine regents, understood the true implications of what was happening. The purple pylon divine domain, the ultimate technique of the pylon moon god, had descended upon the battlefield. It was not just a technique. It was a declaration, a proof of ancestry, of inheritance, of divine right. Only those of the moon god's bloodline could cultivate the moon god divine arts. This was an undeniable law, a truth written into the very essence of the moon and star divine kingdom. Even if Dian Juji won today's battle, even if Shen Wui fell beneath his fists, everything had already changed. Dian Rahu could already see it, his plans crumbling before his eyes. As his gaze flickered to the moon and star divine kingdom's seating area, he saw exactly what he expected. The moon divine regent and star divine regent had already turned their heads. But they were not looking at Shen Wui. No, they were staring straight at the lightless divine regent. A suffocating weight pressed upon the arena. A tension that had nothing to do with the battle itself. It was a battle of authority, of identity, of legitimacy. Because Shen Wui should not have been able to use this technique. Because Shen Wui should not have had the pylon moon god's power. Because Shen Wui was supposed to be a distant relative of the eternal night divine regent. But now, with the purple pylon divine domain unfolding in front of everyone, that claim was laughable. If Shen Wui was capable of displaying the moon god's highest divine technique, it could only mean one thing. She was not simply an orphan discovered by the eternal night divine kingdom. She was not just a distant relative of the lightless divine regent. She was moon and star divine kingdom's people. And now, before the entire abyss, this truth had been exposed. This was no longer just a battle between two divine children. This was no longer just a fight for engagement rights. Even if Shen Wui lost, even if Dian Juji won, the moon and star divine kingdom would never allow Shen Wui to be taken away so easily. Even if the Moon and Star Divine Regent had never met her, never known her parents, and had no prior connection to her, the undeniable truth remains she possessed the bloodline of the Purple Pylon Moon God. That alone was more than enough reason to claim her as one of their own. But it wasn't just her lineage that made her invaluable. Her talent. If even a fraction of the rumors about her were true, no, even if less than half of them were accurate, they would still fight tooth and nail to have her within their ranks. A talent like hers was not something they could afford to lose. Dian Rahu's fingers curled tightly against the armrest. His plan was falling apart. And there was nothing he could do to stop it. The moment the divine domain fully settled, the battlefield changed completely. Shen Wui floated in the sky, bathed in the divine glow of the Purple Pylon Moon, her long hair cascading behind her in shimmering waves of violet light. Her once crimson eyes that contained the might of vermilion flame had turned a deep celestial purple, their radiance otherworldly. Like a goddess who had just descended from the heavens themselves. She looked up at the divine moon hanging high above, the power of the domain flowing through her very being. This is the power of my previous self. Her voice was soft, but firm as she quietly thought inside her mind. A quiet realization that echoed through the abyss of her memories. For the first time, she felt whole. The vermilion bird's power had never truly belonged to her. But this was hers. This was who she was meant to be. The sword in her hand roared with excitement, its blade pulsating with divine intent, as if answering her soul's awakening. Even though her cultivation was only level 6 divine extinction, within the Purple Pylon divine domain, her power had reached a level that could rival Dian Juji himself. Since you are allowing me a move, then I won't decline. Her voice rang across the battlefield. Clear, serene, unshaken. Then, she ascended. Her figure floated into the night sky, her presence illuminated by the divine moonlight. As she rose, the veil covering her face slipped away, gently fluttering in the wind. And the world stood still. A collective gasp spread across the spectators. Her ethereal beauty now fully revealed beneath the glow of the Purple Pylon moon. Surpassed even myths. Her bloodied robes, the countless wounds marring her delicate skin, only amplified her celestial radiance. Like a battle-scarred goddess standing above all creation. So pretty. Hua Keli, seated among the Heaven-Breaker Divine Kingdom, murmured in a daze. She had already known Shen Wui was beautiful. But now, the divine moon had transformed her. She was no longer simply beautiful. She was divine. She was untouchable. Dian Juji's grin faltered for the first time. Something deep inside him stirred with unease. But before the thought could fully take shape, Shen Wui moved. Her sword trembled with power, glowing brighter than ever before, as she focused everything into a single strike. This was no longer the vermilion bird's power. No longer the eternal night's techniques. This was her own power. A power that had slept within her soul all this time. Now fully awakened, she swung the blade downward. Before the sword beam even reached him, Dian Juji felt his entire world collapse. The sky turned dark. The divine moon's radiance drowned out all other light. The space around him tore apart. For the first time since the battle began. For the first time in his entire life. Dian Juji felt death. His body screamed. His instincts roared. He moved. The divine pylon moon slash was unstoppable. It descended upon him like judgment itself. And me. Dian Juji's roar shook the heavens, his voice raw with desperation as he struggled to escape the descending sword's strike. Yet, no matter where he turned, there was no refuge, no corner of the battlefield left untouched. It was as if this single slash had enveloped the entire world itself, sealing off every path of retreat. A terrifying pressure bore down on him, warping space as if the very fabric of reality was bending under its might. He gritted his teeth, his muscles screaming as he tried to summon the last vestiges of his strength, but his body refused to obey. His instincts howled there was nowhere safe, nowhere to run, no way to survive unscathed. For the first time in his life, he truly felt fear. His confidence, his arrogance, all of it shattered in an instant. The vein on his forehead shone with blinding brilliance, pulsing wildly as if sensing his desperation. The moment he released his fear, the vein of great rage responded. It too wanted to survive. Shen Wui's divine pylon moon slash struck him head on. A deafening shockwave tore through the battlefield, shaking the entire Pure Land. The divine light from the slash illuminated the abyss, ripping apart the void itself. And at its center, Dian Juji's body crumpled beneath its might. Ugh! A howl of agony tore from his throat. Blood exploded from his body in all directions, the gilded aura that once radiated absolute power was now drenched in crimson. His bones cracked. His flesh burned. His entire being was flung like a broken doll, tumbling wildly through the sky. Soaring far, far away from the battlefield. The entire audience leapt to their feet, their eyes locked onto the sight of Dian Juji's limp figure flying uncontrollably toward the edge of the combat area. Go out, go out, go out. Yun Che clenched his fists so tightly that his nails dug into his palms, his heart pounding violently in his chest. If Dian Juji fell out of the battle boundary, Shen Wui would win. On the battlefield, Shen Wui staggered. Her breath shuddered, her entire body trembling from exhaustion. The divine moon flickered above her, its radiance dimming as her power waned. She had given everything to that final attack. And now, her body swayed, her vision darkening at the edges. The purple pylon divine domain trembled violently, its once unshakable foundation now wavering under the strain. Cracks spread like spiderwebs through the illusory night sky, and the vast, endless darkness that once dominated the battlefield began to distort, flickering like a candle on the verge of being extinguished. The overwhelming that had sustained it had weakened to an extreme, yet even as the domain threatened to collapse, the divine moon remained. Power. Suspended in the heavens, it continued to radiate its celestial glow, an unwavering beacon that refused to fade. Even as the domain crumbled around it, the divine light of the moon shone brighter than ever, a reminder to all present that this was not an illusion. Go out, go out. From the moon and star divine kingdom's side, whether it was the divine regents, elders, or ordinary members, all eyes locked onto Dian Juji's rapidly retreating figure. Their voices, filled with urgency and anticipation, echoed the same desperate plea. Out, go out. Their fists clenched, their breaths held, every muscle in their bodies tense with expectation. This was it. He had taken the full brunt of Shen Wui's ultimate attack, and his battered form was hurtling toward the very edge of the combat area. Out, go out. Their voices grew louder, more desperate. Victory was so close they could taste it. Yun Che's heart raced. But just as Dian Juji's body was about to cross the battle boundary, boom! The air shuddered. And suddenly, Dian Juji stopped. His body trembled in the air, but still, he stopped. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark quote. Yun Che's breath hitched, his fingers tightening in frustration and horror. The crowd fell silent. Dian Juji, barely within the battle limits, had stopped himself midair. A faint golden glow still flickered across his battered body, his veins bulging grotesquely beneath his skin as he forced himself upright. His chest rose and fell in ragged, uneven gasps, blood trickling down his chin, his eyes burning with unyielding defiance. He was alive. He was still in the fight. Bang! Dian Juji's feet slammed back onto the battlefield, the force shaking the broken ground beneath him. His body trembled, his legs barely holding him upright, his arms twitching, as if every muscle screamed in protest. But he did not fall. Cough, puke, cough. A fountain of blood splattered onto the ground, its crimson stain stark against the ruined battlefield. His insides churned, his organs writhing from the aftershock of Shen Wui's attack. Yet, even as his body cried for rest, his aura refused to fade. It flickered, unstable, but the golden radiance of the vein of the great rage still pulsed through his body, refusing to let him collapse. A murmur spread through the arena. The elders of the boundless divine kingdom sighed in relief, their tensed bodies loosening ever so slightly. From her seat above, the lightless divine regent remained expressionless. She had shown no concern throughout the battle, yet even she had not expected Shen Wui's power to reach such a level. Her fingers, hidden beneath her sleeves, tapped lightly against her armrest. Among them, Yun Che's hands clenched into fists. Damn it! His prayers had gone unanswered. Dian Juji was still standing. And Shen Wui, she had nothing left. Nothing. Cough, cough, cough. Each ragged breath rattled through Dian Juji's chest, his body convulsing violently as another mouthful of blood splattered from his lips. The golden glow around him flickered, dimmed, then surged again, erratic, unstable, as if his body itself was struggling to contain the power of the vein. Cracks spread across his aura like fractured glass, yet even through the pain, his bloodstained gaze never wavered. Gone was the smug arrogance, the haughty pride. Gone was the false pretense of a gentleman's grace. All that remained was madness. His veins pulsed grotesquely, the ancient patterns on his forehead expanding, spreading like wildfire across his face, chest, and arms. His vision blurred. His mind burned. Everything around him was drowned in rage. Ugh, ah, you, yo. His roar shook the battlefield, his voice no longer that of a man, but a beast who had lost all reason. Then, die. A violent boom erupted as Dian Juji's golden aura exploded outward. He launched himself forward, his figure streaking across the battlefield like a falling star. His power and speed surged past the limits of divine extinction, bordering the realm of the divine limited realm.